my name is Emily Crow from Crochet Creations, and welcome to my crochet and knitting podcast. This is episode 11. So exciting. I'm really happy to have you here. If you are new, welcome. I'm so glad to see you, and if you are a returning viewer, then I'm so happy that you're back. We are continuing on my adventure of sharing all things that I'm working on in the crochet and knitting realm, things having to do with yarn, fiber, anything like that. So if that's something you're interested in, then keep watching and make sure to hit that like button and comment down below. Tell me what you enjoy seeing from this video. And also, if you want to see more content from me, make sure to subscribe. You can hit that subscribe button down below and then hit that bell notification to be notified every time I post a new video, which is every Friday. Every other week I do a podcast like this where I sit down, talk about the things I'm working on, recent things I've finished, big news, new yarn, things like that. And then on my off weeks, instead of doing a podcast, I do other videos. Sometimes sit down videos, doing some chit chats, yarn vlogs, tutorials. I have a yarn reorganization video coming up soon. So all sorts of really fun fiber related things. So I would love to have you here for the long haul. Let's get started. Okay, so first off, I'm not wearing anything knit or crochet. It's starting to get really warm here and I don't have a lot of warm weather goods, but I did get a haircut. I was just ready to get my hair chopped. I had really long hair. It's really fine, so you probably didn't notice how long it was, but I chopped off like maybe 8 inches. Just ready to get some fresh summer hair, and I do really like my hair at this length. I kind of go back and forth between cutting my hair really short and then letting it grow out super long until I'm sick of it, and then I cut it again. Other than that, we've been pretty good here. Nothing too exciting happening. I'm hoping I can stay on schedule with my videos the next few weeks, but it looks like we're gonna go on a brief trip, so we shall see. I don't know. I don't have a lot of FOs to show you. I was really hoping to finish more, but if you saw my last video, I announced that I was selected, I announced the 4 of my design ideas for an easy crochet pattern book. Oh my gosh, so hard to say. Okay, if you saw my last video, then you would have seen, if you saw my last video, I announced that I had 4 design proposals that were submitted to be included in a beginner crochet book. Those 4 designs were accepted, and so I have 4 designs to work on between now and May 10th. And so lots of work, lots of designing, and I was hoping to get through a lot of the things I have on my plate right now between last podcast and this one so that I could then fully dive into these designs. But surprise, surprise, I actually got the yarn like the very next day. They shipped it out super fast and I already filled out my contract and everything. I've already started working on those designs. That was kind of a big distraction, but then I've had other distractions too that have made it hard to finish. But I'm really hoping next week I can have more finished items. But I'm just kind of going with the flow of where my knitting and crochet mojo is so that I can enjoy this craft even if I'm maybe not finishing the things as soon as I thought I would, and that's totally fine. But I do have one FO to show. These are my Mountains Call socks that I designed. They're colorwork socks. They use 3 contrast colors along this cuff color work, and then it's just a 2x2 rib sock. You'll notice the color work is slightly different between these 2 socks, as this is my first one, and then I tried to make the mountains a little bit more defined in this one, and so this is the color work I'm doing for the actual pattern. By the time you're watching this, my testers have already started. I am so excited. This is my very first knitting pattern out in the world that will be going out in the world, and I'm really, really pumped. I love the mountains. I spent some time living in Utah, and that's honestly what I miss the most about Utah is the mountains and how close they were, and going on mountain hikes and just the beautiful views any time of year. And so I wanted to design something with a little ode to mountains. So these are my Mountains Call socks. Nice and cozy, nice and rustic feeling, and actually really quick because the color work is actually really quick. There are a few rounds where you use 3 strands, but most rounds only use 2 strands. But this is how the patterns are in, so pretty quick once you get through the color work, and then it's just ribbing. And I included my favorite shaping for the heel, toe, things like that are all included in the pattern. So I'm so excited, and so excited that people are excited too about this pattern. So I'll definitely be making another pair. I was thinking I was going to do a pair for Georgia. She's a toddler. Her foot size is like a 5 to 6 right now, but she has quite a few socks, and she's gotten in the habit lately of ripping off her socks. I think what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to add a newborn size to my pattern so that I can make a pair of newborn mountain socks for my nephew who will be born later this year. I'm super excited. I think that will be a really fun present to give to my sister-in-law. This pattern is written currently from toddler up through adult extra large, which is a 10-inch circumference, so like massive feet, and I'm gonna add the baby size, so it'll literally be a pattern available for all. I really value size inclusivity, especially when it comes to garments and things, but I also feel like it's important to include that in accessories and things like that. I think it would be really fun. You can make this pattern for your little ones as well as for adults in your life so that it's really a versatile pattern. I have very similar color work charts available for all sizes. It's not exactly the same chart, but it's very similar for 10 stitches, 12 stitches, 14 stitches, and 16 stitch repeats. Put lots of work into this pattern so that everyone can have a pair of Mountains Call socks. That is my only FO. Not a lot else to show, so I guess we're gonna move into whips because I've got a lot to show you there. Okay, so I think I'll start with my Find Your Fade shawl because that is something I've been showing most podcasts so that I can be held accountable for the work that I'm doing and kind of get the little push to keep going with it, even though there's a lot of times where I get kind of tired of working on it. It's just a really big project, and it is pretty simple, so it's fairly mindless, but it's mindless for a long time, so that makes it hard to sit and work on it for like hours and hours. My Find Your Fade, I worked on this yesterday so that I had something worth showing you guys. I finished the second garter section. Yay! Fully transitioned, fully faded into the second color, which is called Cashmere. It's Sorella yarn from the Fall Tonals, and I did one repeat of the lace work. This is such a fun lace pattern. I honestly had a hard time putting this down and stopping last night. So I'm making some good progress. Again, I'm not quite sure how the fading will work out. I hope that I'll have enough of my other colors so that it'll turn out kind of how I like it, but we shall see. I'm flexible. I have a lot left over of the ceramic, which is the white color, the off-white color, so I don't know if I'll have to fade back into this color later on. I'm not quite sure. What do you think? I don't know. We'll see how it all works out, but I'm really liking this color palette and seeing how this is growing. I definitely think I should take some time, maybe every Sunday or something, to just put in some time to see it grow and grow and grow. So I'm excited to have some progress to show you. Another pattern that I have shown previously on the podcast that I wanted to kind of give an update about is the Daily Socks by Summer Lee Knits. This awesome texture, so fun. Ta-da-da. You can kind of see the ridge where magic loop was, so not super ideal, but I'm hoping blocking can fix that ridge. But I have just barely finished the gusset decreases. Yay! So now I can work on the foot and just go round and around and around. This yarn is by Olivia and all of her fibers. It's the Eggnog colorway, and the contrast is, the contrast is called Caramel, so really yummy. I really enjoy this color, and I love seeing it work up like this. It just makes me really happy, but it's not been a priority project because of these book designs that I'm doing. There's only 4, and they're fairly simple, but I don't have a big timeline, and my knitting and crochet time is not extensive, having a toddler at home. And I also have a couple of custom orders that I'm working on that I need to make some progress with, which I will talk about now. This one, I was kind of hoping I'd have this done, but Georgia miraculously fell asleep, even though I didn't think she was going to. So now I have time to do my podcast, so I'm not gonna wait until tomorrow just in case she doesn't take a nap. But I am making, it's an Erica beanie by Naughty Hooks. This is a custom order. The yarn is from Premier. It's an old colorway. I don't know if they have it around anymore. I'm on the brim now, so I'm almost done. And it is a small hat. This yarn, the gauge is a lot smaller, and my client wanted a smaller hat anyway, so I mostly did follow the pattern exactly, but it is nice and stretchy. So it fits me nice and snug, but comfortable snug. So I think this will fit my client just perfectly, and it'll be a good stash buster to use up some of this yarn. This is really pretty how this is working up. I really like this color. But yeah, it's got some crochet cables, and this is half double crochet worked in the 3rd loop, and so it gives this nice cool squishy texture. Oh man, my hair. So yeah, this will be done hopefully today is my hope, so that I can message my client and take finished photos and be totally done, scratch this off my list so that I can move on to the next thing. So that's a custom order that I've been working on. I also have a pattern test that I volunteered for, and I'm kind of in the mood to not do pattern tests anymore, but for some reason I wanted to sign up for this one. I don't know why, because the texture is really pretty, probably. It's all in pieces right now, but I just finished the back panel, so let me show you. Okay, so this is the Weekend Waffle baby sweater, and I'm doing the 2T size. It's meant to be oversized still, so I think it'll be plenty big for Georgia. It's by Woolbird. I have my front and my back panels. I'm using Karen Cotton Cakes in the colorway Sunset Dreams. I've got both sleeves. Isn't that such a pretty texture? It's so fun. I really enjoy this texture. So squishy. So now what I have to do is put the collar on both front and back panels, and then just seam it all together. I've got all my strings hanging. This was a stash buster. I had one skein. I'm gonna finish it off with the collar, I think. But then I had to buy another skein because I didn't have quite enough. So tell me what you think I should do with this partial skein. It's actually pretty sizable. It's maybe like, I would guess maybe like 70 grams. I'm not sure. It's pretty big. I think it's more than halfway. Yeah, I have all these pieces. I'm going to be seaming it together. This should be done pretty soon. And it's perfect Eastery colors. So I'll be able to have something for Georgia to wear for Easter, which is super fun. And then I won't have any more tests in my queue to work on, which is really nice. I can kind of take a break because it gets a little crazy working on so many things. So there's that. Last but certainly not least is the big distraction. So I was hoping to finish some of these other projects, but then I got really excited about something else. So Mezzo Makes is doing a Mezzo Makes along, and basically there are awesome prizes that are being drawn like every week, and if you finish a pattern during the time frame of the Mezzo Makes along, then she'll gift you a pattern for free. Like, that is awesome. That's for everybody who participates. And so I really wanted to do this. I had this pattern on my Stash Make 9 list, which I'll make sure to link up above as well as in the description. In my Stash Make 9 list, I decided that I was going to use some of this stash yarn to make a Brookline blouse. Ta-da! I cast on, started split for sleeves, I finished the sleeves, and I've done a little bit of the body. So I'm speedily going through this, and I had a bunch of random scraps. It's a Hobby Lobby yarn, but I don't shop at Hobby Lobby anymore. I wanted to use up these scraps, so I kind of didn't have any more attachments to Hobby Lobby within my yarn stash, and so I thought this would be nice to do a little fade from this really light, almost white color all the way down to black. And unfortunately, even though this yarn is listed as DK, its gauge is definitely lighter, more like a fingering weight. And so in order to get gauge for this pattern, I had to hold it double. So that means that I kind of had half as much yarn as I thought I would to make this. And so I'm quickly running out. This right now, it like goes to here. It like doesn't even cover me like at all. I sent out like a little call on Instagram asking if anyone has any leftover of this yarn so I can get rid of their own stash too and use it up. Since I am transitioning through the black, that means that I could kind of transition from the black to any other color and it would look okay. But my original plan was to use this last little bit of oxblood. It's this really beautiful burgundy maroon with like some black flecks in it. And then someone, my friend, Read Play Crochet, Gretchen, she said, she's like, oh, well, I don't have any of the colors you have in your top right now, but I have a whole bunch of oxblood. And I was like, that's perfect, because that's exactly what I was envisioning originally when I thought I had enough yarn to make this pattern. She's gonna send me a bunch of her old leftover stash yarn of the same color, so I'm going to finish transitioning with this into the black and then into oxblood, and then the rest of my top will be in oxblood, probably the bottom like 6 or 7 inches. Honestly, I think I will need a lot of it. So I'm really, really grateful that I was able to purchase that off of her so that I can finish this top and be done with all these scraps. It actually fits me really, really well. I need to block out the sleeves. There's a little picot border, which is really cute. This is acrylic yarn, so maybe I'll try to steam block it to see if that'll help things kind of straighten out with this border, but I'm not quite sure. I'm really actually getting really excited about this, and especially now that I have the yarn debacle figured out, I am really excited to keep working on it. It started out really, really quick, really, really fast. Hi, love. I'm filming.
What?
I'm filming.
Okay.
I love you. So this started out really, really fast, and then it started feeling kind of slow before I split for the sleeves, but then I split. I finished my sleeves really quick because they're pretty short, and now I'm just going down on the body, and it's like super fast, mindless knitting. So this is gonna work up really fast. I'm really looking forward to it. Yeah, that's been my big distraction from all my other projects, so I could participate in that make along, but it makes me really excited, and if that's what I'm excited to knit right now, then that's what I want to work on, and I think that's totally just fine. I think it's time now to talk about new yarny goodies that I have acquired, and I've got some right here you can see. Quite a few of these were not necessarily planned, but they were inspiring, so I wanted to make sure to grab them. I went to my local yarn store, mostly because I was in the area and I went to the post office that was literally in the same strip mall area, so I just had to go. I really wanted to get some yarn for the Nordic Knitting Primer so that I could start making a project from there. I am a Page Street Publishing ambassador, and so I get a free book every month from them, and I just talk about it a little bit on my Instagram. It's been really fun. I love crafting and I love books, and so it's awesome and I really enjoy it. And I wanted to make something from there. I was thinking about making some slippers for Georgia. I was just kind of thinking about it, like I didn't have to get anything, but then the Barocco Lanas yarn, whoops, blowing out. The Barocco Lanas yarn was on sale at my local yarn store, so I got some in some contrasting colors. This one is called Peachy and this one is called Grapefruit. So super fun little warm pinky combo for my little one, and not sure, I'll probably be able to make other things, but as far as like color work goes, especially Nordic design color work, is having a non-superwash wool yarn works really well in kind of blending the fibers together so that it looks really, really good. So I'm excited to try some of that. I have not used that yarn yet. I also made a big purchase, and I told myself it's because I had my 4 designs accepted as a way to celebrate. I thought it would be fun to get some yarn for a top. This yarn it's by Emma's Yarn, and I guess my local yarn store, Fillery in San Jose, California, they got a new summery shipment from her, and so they had all these colors, super fun. So let's see. This color is called Main Squeeze. Beautiful. I love that really deep pink color, and there's some orange in there too. This is Thai Tea, bright orange that really matches Main Squeeze's orange really well. And then I also have Don't Call Me Peaches, which is a tonal for that really deep pink that I really like, that matches really well also. So my plan for these, as a way to reward myself for getting these designs accepted for this book publication, is, so I bought this yarn and I'm gonna make myself and my daughter some coordinating sea glass teas. A sea glass mini and a sea glass for me. Georgia, her theme has kind of been peaches, and it sounds really cliche because her name's Georgia, but it was totally not planned. It just kind of happened that way, that we were drawn to the color. I say we, it's been me. My husband doesn't care. It's been me. I've been drawn to the color peach and just kept finding peachy things, and it just made sense. It just fit. She has been my sweet little peach, and so I wanted to make her a sea glass in these 2 colors. I'll just alternate the 2. I like the idea of doing a stash buster, but I really, really like how it looks when it's just a more intentional color palette. I'm going to alternate between these 2 for Georgia's sea glass tea, and then I'm going to use whatever I have left here as well as these, so that I can make one for myself. And so it's going to be more of the orange, but I'm going to throw in some of the pink here and there, kind of mix it in there. And so I'm really excited I think these are going to be so fun, so summery, and it'll be so cute to match my daughter. I'm so excited. So I should still have some yarn left over. I think I calculated between the two of our sizes, it should take about maybe 320, 330 grams of fingering weight yarn, and so I'll have a little bit left over. Maybe I'll make some fun peachy themed scrappy socks or something. I'm not quite sure. If you saw my last episode, I have a color palette. This is definitely part of it. Can you tell? So fun to do kind of an impromptu local yarn store haul, and I am really excited to be able to cast these on, and I'm making myself wait until I finish all 4 of those book designs. Once those are finished and sent off, then I will reward myself in being able to cast these on. So I have this as like a good motivator to keep me going, which I'm really excited about. I have some other fun acquisitions too, and they're stitch markers, and let's see, I have a bunch being used at the moment, but I will show you. I got some from Whimsy and Sassy, and they're polymer clay, but they're all kind of designed to look like sugar cookies, which I think is super cute, and they're honestly really, really inexpensive, which is really fun. So you can kind of treat yourself to a couple of those. I originally decided to buy some from her because she had made some Ukrainian heart stitch markers and was giving them away as long as you pay shipping. She was gonna, you know, just let people have them. And so I was like, oh, I would love that. That'd be so cute. So cute. So I got a couple of those that she threw in for me, which is so fun. Chance to kind of show support for what Ukraine is going through right now. I decided, you know what, like, if I'm gonna pay shipping, might as well just get a couple things I've been eyeing. So I got a couple bunnies. I don't know where my other one is. It's white. So cute. It's such a cute little bunny. And then I also got some mountain stitch markers. I've been using them on my socks. Oh, you might have seen them on my daily socks. Super cute. Little mountains. And then I got a couple of these little dino guys. Oh geez, it's blowing out like real bad. Cover up like that. It's a cute little dino, and it's got some cute little spots on it. It's just really hard to see, so I apologize for that. So I got a bunch of stitch markers from her, and then my friend Little Owl Designs has started making stitch markers as well. So I wanted to shop her first update. I got a little hodgepodge set of little sweater charms. Super cute. Set of 4 markers. Super cute. A little bit of texture, a little bit of color mixing, which is super fun. Being that they're sweaters and I like making sweaters, I was able to use them on my raglan increase spots for my Brookline blouse, and so I finished that, so I don't need them anymore in there. But that was so fun, and I'm really excited for this new venture of hers. She has some really cute stuff. I think she might even have a few things still in her shop, so I'll link her down below in case you want to check that out and kind of keep up to date with her. Oh my goodness, I got it like yesterday or 2 days ago. I got some cute minis in the mail. Okay, so I'll put this down because it's crinkling. So Stress Knits, I love, love, love Stacy. She's got a YouTube channel here too, but she has some beautiful colorways, and I always love everything that she puts out. I saw that she was doing a garden club, a monthly club based on different flowers. So I think she did roses first. This past month she did daffodils, which are my favorite flower, and so I definitely wanted to buy from her minis, and so I got a set of minis. It also came with a sticker and a small print of art that her husband designed, which is really cool. And so I got these minis based on daffodils. They're so pretty. I'm not sure what I'm going to make with it, but again, I have a color palette, and I'm fully going into the warm, summery colors. That's where my heart is right now. Maybe I'll find a full skein and a pattern for that. I don't really know, but they just make me really happy, and I really wanted to share those. I'll link her down below. She does infrequent updates. She's working full-time, and she also has a toddler, and so she does Stress Knits as a hobby and as inspiration strikes and as time is available. So definitely make sure to follow along with her to see kind of when she is dying next and when her shop updates are, because they are definitely worth it. I think I might ask my husband for a Stress Knits advent calendar for Christmas this year. I'm not sure. If I was gonna get any advent calendar, I would get hers, I think. I just love all of her colors. They are always just so beautiful and artistic and thoughtful. I really appreciate them, and I appreciate her as a dyer and a maker. That's everything that I've gotten. Wow. And I have a lot of fun projects to look forward to. I'll kind of move into my dreams and plans and kind of what's going on with Crochet Creations coming up. So I have my mountain socks. I'm hoping to have some other pattern designs ready for testing within the next little bit, but because of the book patterns that I need to focus on, they probably won't be ready for a little while, but that's okay. I have lots of ideas that you'll see from me. I also reorganized my yarn, and it's not like super aesthetic, but I think it'll work for me because my yarn is within sight, so I will be able to use it easier. I think that video will come out maybe next week or maybe the week after. I'm not quite sure. I definitely have a video planned for Earth Day coming up and talking about more sustainable crafting, which I'm really excited about. What do I think I'll have done next week? I don't know. Or by the next podcast, definitely my beanie, definitely I think my Brooklyn blouse will be done because I've just been blowing through that. My daily socks, it'd be nice to have one done for sure. I can do that. Maybe another one. And the waffle sweater will be done. I definitely will be finishing some things and getting ready to cast on new things. I have an oat sweater that I want to make, and I have a no frill sweater that I want to make. I got Maven Crafted's Maven top pattern. I have some stash yarn that I'm hoping to use up for that. And I don't know, just lots of fun and new and exciting things to look forward to. I've been having a hard time with my body, honestly, recently. And so I've been having a hard time finding clothes that fit and finding clothes that fit in a way I find flattering, and finding clothes that are modest enough, that cover me in the way that I am comfortable. So it's been just kind of tricky lately, and I have a lot of hope for the future. I got my hair cut, I'm feeling cute, I'm feeling fun, feeling ready for this warm weather to be here and to spend a lot of time outdoors, and I'm ready to make some lighter weight tops. If I can't find things in the store that suit me, then I will just make my own. So I'm looking forward to that. Maybe I'll have some designs coming up soon. I don't know, I'm just really excited. Lots of fun things that are on the horizon that I want to make. I've written out a schedule so I can work on these book designs, but also work on other things too, so I can get my custom orders worked on, and I can work on these projects that bring me a lot of joy and make some progress, so I have more to share with you guys. Thank you so much for being here. I'm really, really grateful for you wanting to tune in, and definitely let me know what projects of mine that you really enjoyed seeing, and if there's anything you think I should work on next. I'm really trying to figure out. I think I may work on an oat sweater. I have this beautiful, really light lavender. I can pull it out. Really, really pale, like lavender gray. It's like warm lavender gray color. Hoping to make an oat sweater with that. Let's see, a couple other summer tops. I've got yarn for a cottage core crop. I've got yarn for a Captiva crop. I've got yarn for a fable. I've got all sorts of yarn waiting for me to cast on. So I'm really excited to cast on another top or sweater soon. So let me know what you think I should start next when I get a chance. Thank you again for being here. I'm really grateful for you and I love sharing with you. So definitely hit me up in the comments below. Let me know what you're working on and what you think I should start working on next when I get some of these projects finished. And I will see you next week. Happy making. Bye.